Welcome back into the Rockers pregame show on the Rockers Baseball Network. And those of you just now tuning in on YouTube, welcome in and happy Sunday afternoon to you as well. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at today's starting lineups now as the Rockers getting set for the final game of a 4-game weekend series against the Gastonia Honey Hunters. First off, the lineup put together by Rockers manager Jamie Keith is as follows. Leading off and playing third base today, Michael Russell. Ben Aklinski is in right field batting second. Batting third is Jerry Downs at first base. Designated hitter tonight is the cleanup man, Xander Wheel. Batting fifth in left field, Logan Morrison. Hitting in the number 6 spot, Tyler Ladendorf. He's the second baseman. Batting seventh, playing center field, is Jay Gonzalez. Batting eighth, shortstop, is Giovanni Alfonso. Batting ninth today and doing the catching is Mike Galino. Player to watch today, all eyes are on two players. Both Jerry Downs and Xander Wheel have an opportunity for historic days here at Caramont Health Park. And, interestingly enough, earlier this year when Giovanni Alfonso became the all-time career hits leader, he did it here at Caramont Health Park. So here's what's at stake today. Xander Wheel, 2 runs batted in away from tying the High Point Rockers single-season record of 81 set by Jerry Downs last year. There's also 3 home runs away from tying, or 2 home runs from tying Richie Shaffer's mark, 27 home runs in a season. That was set in 2019. Also, Jerry Downs, a guy to keep an eye on today because he is 1 hit away, or 1 game with a hit away, if he can get one today, from tying Dante Bichette Jr.'s record of a 15-game hitting streak, which would be the longest in High Point Rockers history. So a chance for a couple of historic milestones today that we will certainly be watching out for as we go along. Now the lineup for the home team, Gastonia, managed by Mauro Gazzo. Darian Sanford, the center fielder, leading off today. Batting at the number 2 spot is Jack Reinheimer. He is the shortstop. Hitting third, Joseph Rosa. He's the second baseman. The cleanup hitter is Zach Jarrett, and he is in right field. Luis Roman at third base hits fifth. Luis Castro, the first baseman, the number 6 spot. Reese Hampton is the left fielder, batting seventh. Emmanuel Tapia is the designated hitter. He is batting in the number 8 spot today. Batting ninth and doing the catching is Stuart Levy. A player to watch today for Gastonia. A little bit a difference in what we've normally picked. A lot of times we've gone big hitters, guys like Rosa, guys like Jarrett. But today we're going Luis Castro. 434 with 2 home runs and 11 batted in against High Point. Actually, let's go with the 2 Luises. So you look at Luis Roman, not a whole lot of success against High Point in terms of how often he picks up base hits, but the issue has been that when he does, usually it's a little more than a whole base hit. 4 home runs for Luis Roman against the Rockers, second most on Gastonia, only trailing Emmanuel Tapia. So the 2 guys to watch, and they're back-to-back in the lineup in the number 5 spot and the number 6 spot respectively. Starting pitching matchup today for today's game, the Rockers send Craig Stem to the mound, 3-3 with a 3.49 earned run average. That earned run average is the second best mark in the Atlantic League, right behind Jorge Martinez of York, who comes into today with a 3.48 earned run average. So right there is Stem and Martinez back to back, and Craig Stem will have an opportunity to move into the top spot today with a good outing. Other numbers for Stem today: 77 to third innings pitched, 78 hits allowed, 44 strikeouts, 20 walks. Obviously, he's a pitch-to-contact pitcher, so that's worked well this year for a lot of guys. This is obviously a defense that will make plays behind you. You feel really comfortable as a pitcher throwing with these guys behind you, as I've talked to many of them, and they've all just gushed over how much of a privilege it is for them to play in front of this defense. It is a Rockers defense that leads the Atlantic League in fielding percentage. So when you know you've got the best defense in the Atlantic League, you certainly take that and run with it. 982 their fielding percentage. Gastonia has actually recently surpassed Long Island for second place at 979, but the Rockers 60 errors committed this year in almost 3,400 chances. The next closest team is Gastonia at 71 errors, so it just shows you the wide gap of 11 errors between first and second second best teams in the Atlantic League in terms of defense. The other side, an interesting matchup today for the High Point Rockers. Roger Bernal making the start for Gastonia, 2-0 with a 4.50 ERA. This is his third appearance. 10 innings, 5 runs, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, 7 walks. But here's the thing. Let's break this down a little bit more. First and foremost, Roger Bernal was the starting pitcher last time out for Gastonia when they combined on the no-hitter against Lexington. Bernal went the first 5 innings, walked 5, but did not give up a hit. The bullpen took care of it the rest of the way, so he's coming off a little bit of history his last time up. But you look at what he has done this year, and you look at clear numbers, and he's gotten off to a much better start here in Gastonia than perhaps what his career trends indicate. This is a guy who historically walks her up a little bit, doesn't give up a ton of home runs, but does give up quite a few hits. So you think about the fact that he pitched 5 hitless innings his last time up, that's something that probably is going to level out, because this is a guy who, as we've said, historically not that guy who's going to keep hit numbers down. So the Rockers got to find a way to take advantage of Bernal today. And, we've seen the team be aggressive recently. The Rockers have not shied away from swinging early and often in counts over the last week or so. And so I think we expect to see that continue into today's game, especially the guys at the top of the lineup in Russell, Lequinski, and Downs, who are red hot right now. So I think for the Rockers, it's continue to do what you've been doing. It's not broke, don't fix it. This is a Rockers offense that has an opportunity to put up a good day today. The Honey Hunters taking the field, so we'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, it's the Rockers, it's the Honey Hunters, and it's Rockers Baseball Network. Well, the weather much nicer today than it was yesterday, and it certainly feels like we may be in for Well, we know we're going to be in for a fun and exciting day here at Caramont Health Park, but for the Rockers, an opportunity to really continue to turn this second half around, get on the right foot, and they could do that today with a win against Gastonia. That would have allowed them to have taken 3 out of 4 in this series. Obviously, don't want to look too far ahead yet. There's still 9 innings of baseball between now and the opportunity to say that. At least what we can say, there is the opportunity to do so, and for the Rockers, that's what it's all about right now. Opportunities and taking advantage of them as they continue to battle the Genomes for a postseason spot. Good afternoon, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Caramont Health Park in Gastonia, North Carolina. Getting set for first pitch between Gastonia and High Point today. Roger Bernal on the mound for the Honey Hunters, 2-0 with a 4.50 earned run average. As we mentioned late in the pregame show, he is coming off of what would be a historic start for himself and for the Gastonia Honey Hunters as a team. Bernal and a couple of relievers combined to throw a no-hitter against the Lexington Legends their last time out. So this is a guy who certainly is coming in with all the confidence in the world. Big thing for the Rockers today, swing when it's in the zone, but don't give him anything, because this is also a guy in Bernal who misses the zone quite a bit. So for High Point, if it's in the zone, take advantage of it, but don't go chasing. Don't be too overly aggressive at the plate. Yes, easier said than done. You got to find that fine line between being aggressive at strikes and being able to lay off something that's not there. Lineup today for the Rockers: Russell, Klinsky, Downs, Wheel, Morrison, Ladendorf, Gonzalez, Alfonso, and Galino. Here's Michael Russell hitting at 241, 3 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And he is ready to get this one underway. Russell taps the barrel of the bat on the plate. Calvin Baker gives the sign to play ball. We are just seconds away as Bernal is on the mound ready. And the right-hander delivers. First pitch today is a strike at the knees. We're underway at 4:21. First pitch. Temperature today 89 degrees. It is partly cloudy here at Caramont Health Park, but night and day difference between yesterday and today. Looks fantastic as far as the forecast. That pitch low, count 1-1. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. Pitch to Russell inside, and count 2-1. After a couple of 2-for-4 games on Friday in the doubleheader, swings this pitch, hits it high and deep down the left field side. If it's fair, it's gone. It is way gone. Rockabye baseball. Rockers on the board. A leadoff solo home run from Michael Russell, and it's a good start for High Point, and that's a good way to end the streak of hitless innings pitched by Roger Bernal. Rockers picking up exactly where they left off yesterday. A pair of home runs yesterday, and Michael Russell with his 4th. Brings up into Klinsky now, hitting 275, 16 home runs, and 56 batted in. You know, that's huge for a team, too, when your leadoff man can come out there and set the tone early and go ahead and grab the momentum off of the first at-bat of the ball game. That goes a long way for a team, hopefully, like the Rockers today. Already. First pitch to Klinsky. Take low in the count 1-0. Home plate umpire today is Calvin Baker. Justin Burton down the first base side. Kevin Morgan is your third base umpire tonight. And already comes the pitch. Klinsky swings. High fly ball to right field. Going back on it is Zach Jarrett at the wall. That's gone! Rockabye baseball. The Rockers go back-to-back to start this one. Ben Klinsky's 17th home run of the year. That is a good start for High Point. 2-0, and here comes Jerry Downs. He's a guy that can do that too. Klinsky going the other way. Russell went to left, Klinsky to right. Here's Jerry Downs, hitting at .310, 17 home runs, and 61 batted in. Jerry has homered in 4 of his last 5 games and has a 14-game hitting streak. Swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off, and the count 0-1. Bernal fires 0-1 on the way. It's off speed. It's away. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch up high. Count 2-1. At the end of this at bat, we will set the defense for you. Wind is lazily out to left. Not a whole lot going on yet. Comes the 2-1. Down, swings, chops this one up the middle. Shortstop Reinheimer right behind second there. The throw to first base a little low with the play made. That is the first out of the game. So we will set the Honey Hunters now. Reese Hampton in left. Darian Sanford in center. And Zach Jarrett is in right. Luis Roman at third. Jack Reinheimer at short. Joseph Rosa at second. Luis Castro at first. And Stuart Levy behind the plate. Here is Xander Wheel now. 285, 25 home runs, 79 batted in. First pitch, a curveball inside to Wheel, the count 1-0. So for High Point, already giving Craig Stim an early advantage. Bernal ready, 1-0 on the way. It's a fastball tight to Xander Wheel, 2-0. Pitch, big swing. That was a home run swing for Xander Wheel, but comes up empty. And count 2 balls, 1 strike now. I know the Rockers aggressive here in the first inning. Taking advantage of a couple Bernal mistakes. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball, Wheel swings, pops this one into right. Jarrett going towards the corner, and he is gone from view. That is a foul ball. He was on his way around second. I think he thought that ball might have stayed fair. Been the third home run of the inning if it had, but that's the one tough thing about our spot. We cannot see anything down the right field corner. It was called foul by Justin Burton, so Xander Wheel working his way back to first base, or back to home plate rather, stopping to pick up his bat. Safe to say Rockers hitters feeling it early today. Bernal ready with the 2-2. Gets the sign from Levy, and the right-hander fires to Wheel. Down in the dirt, blocked up by Levy, and the count goes full. Again, keeping an eye on Xander Wheel today, as he is 2 home runs shy of the single-season team record of 27. 2 runs batted in away. Season record was set by Downs last year. 3-2 from Bernal. Swing and a miss, curveball high, and Wheel comes up empty. That is the second out of the first inning. It brings up Logan Morrison, hitting at 261, 9 home runs, and 30 runs batted in. Morrison, as we have well documented this year, really become more valuable to Rockers in terms of his ability to get on base than perhaps the power aspect of things. A lot of teams have been afraid to pitch to him at times, and we've seen him actually good for 1 or 2 walks a game. Fastball strike, and the count 0-1. Tyler Ladendorf waiting in the on-deck circle. He's had himself a good weekend here at Caramont Health Park. Bernal ready, 0-1. Off speed to Morrison outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Craig Stim, who's one start here this year has not been great. He's pitched well against Gastonia twice at home. Had a tough outing his one time here. Morrison swings, line drive into left, but right at Reese Hampton, puts it away for the final out of the inning. But the Rockers started with a bang, back-to-back home runs from Michael Russell and Ben Aklinski give High Point an early 2-0 advantage. We head to the bottom of the first on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the first inning, Craig Stem on the mound here for High Point today, making what will be his 13th start of the year. A 3.49 earned run average, which is second in the Atlantic League, 3-3 the record. This is, again, we mentioned his 13th start, 44 strikeouts against 20 walks this year, coming off of a solid outing against the Genomes on Tuesday of this past week. Took a no decision after allowing just 2 runs in 6 innings. The lineup again that Stem faces: Sanford, Reinheimer, Rosa, Jarrett, Roman, Castro, Hampton, Tapia, and Levy. Darian Sanford hitting at .303, a home run, 4 batted in, 2 stolen bases. Stem ready, first pitch of his afternoon, and the righty fires high, the count 1-0. I tell you, Craig Stem has been not only extremely reliable, but he's been a workhorse at times this year as well. Only one time this year has he not gotten to the 6th inning. Fastball strike inside, and the count 1-1. A guy who kind of pitched sporadically in the first half of the year for High Point, but has become a value in the rotation here in the second half. Ground ball to second, Ladendorf on to first, and that is the first out of the inning. We'll set the Rockers defensively. Logan Morrison in left, Jay Gonzalez in center. Ben Aklinski is in right. Michael Russell is the third baseman today. Giovanni Alfonso the shortstop. Tyler Ladendorf at second. Jerry Downs at first. And Mike Galino behind the plate. Rockers wearing the road grays today. Gastonia with the white pants and the black jerseys. Jack Reinheimer, 274, 9 home runs, 51 runs batted in. There's a fastball strike from Stem, and the count 0-1. Last time out, Stem threw 95 pitches, which snapped a streak of 3 consecutive games reaching the 100-pitch mark. His 102 pitches thrown a couple of starts ago is the most by any Rocker starter this year. That fastball misses just low. And the count 1-1. Stem hitting the gun at 92-93 here with the fastball. Comes the 1-1. That's lined into left field. Morrison, though, going to have to play it on the hop. And that is a 1-out base hit for Jack Reinheimer. That'll bring up Joseph Rosa. Rosa, 318, 15 home runs, 69 runs batted in. Did a little bit of math earlier today. I know that's scary, but hey, I did it anyways. Looking at some of these Gastonia players and comparing not just where they are in terms of steals right now, but comparing that with their projections for this season, from here to the end of the season, and then seeing how that stacks up against his career high previously coming into this year. Some really interesting numbers. We'll break that down a little bit later on in the game. As Stem's first pitch to Rosa misses ball 1. Really interesting numbers, some cool things we found there as well. We'll again break it down for you, but the one interesting thing that we'll go ahead and tease it with now, as Rosa lines this one just past Downs. It's going to go into right field. That's going to be at least one base. He's heading into second base. Here comes the throw. The tag is not in time. It is a double for Joseph Rosa. Reinheimer goes to third. And so the Honey Hunters with two in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning, and that'll bring up Zach Jarrett. That was an absolute rocket off of the bat of Joseph Rosa. Jerry Downs had absolutely no shot at making the play. He's lucky that the ball was not hit right towards him. Probably would have knocked him out. That's how quick that ball got on top of Jerry Downs. Jarrett hitting 300 with 13 home runs. Here comes the first pitch from Stem. That one's popped up into right field. Coming in is Aklinski. He's got a couple of assists this year. Runner goes for home. Here comes the throw, and the tag from Galino not in time. It's a sacrifice fly for Zach Jarrett. So that's the first run of the game for the Honey Hunters. That's Jarrett's 54th run batted in. That'll bring up Luis Roman, 258, 12 home runs, and 47 runs batted in. So a tying run now stands at second. There are two outs. Roman hitting at 258, 12 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Ben Aklinski almost had another assist there. Stem ready, first pitch on the way, and fires. That's a strike to the lower and inside half of the plate. The count 0-1. In the afternoon, Norfolk Southern on its way northbound, coming from left to right here at Caramont Health Park. The one from Stem, fastball, that is hair in. The count 1 ball, 1 strike now. Stem holds the set, 1-1 on the way. Off speed hit weakly on the ground. First base side, it will foul. And the count 1-2. Stem ready, 1-2 on the way. Train continues to rumble by. 1-2 coming. That's hit first base side, also foul. The count remains 1-2. Roger Bernal in the first inning. 19 pitches. Next one for Craig Stem will be his 15th. Fires 1-2 on the way. That's going to hit Roman on the leg, and he'll head down to first. Hit it with the fastball, 93 miles an hour. And that brings up Luis Castro now, 305, 7 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Castro stepping into that right-hand box. Yesterday, 2 for 4 day for Castro. Was 3 for 3 in the second game on Friday. 1 for 2 before that. So he's a guy who's really enjoyed seeing high point pitching. Snapped her down to first base on the first pitch. Runner safe. The pitch also low for ball 1. Second, 2 outs, bottom of the first, High Point up 1. And we said it yesterday. First lead's not safe here. Especially now, not a 1-run lead. There's a strike in the count 0-2. Just like we said, Rockers offense looked good in the first inning. Even the line drive that Logan Morrison hit for the final out of the inning was a rocket to left. Xander Wheel just missed the third home run of the inning by a couple of feet, so Rockers ready to put the lumber back in their hands. Here comes the curveball. There's a strike. They count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rockers don't need an incredible inning or an incredible outing for Stem, hoping for 6 solid innings tonight. Usually able to give them something in that neighborhood. Here comes the 1-2 from the righty. It's a fastball. A high bouncer to second base. Takes a nice hop for Ladendorf. Throw to first in time for the final out of the inning. Gastonia gets one back on the Zach Jarrett sacrifice fly. But the Rockers do maintain the lead. We head to the top of the second. Rockers lead 2-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the second, Rockers with a 2-1 advantage. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 coming up here. Ladendorf, Gonzalez, and Alfonso. Ladendorf hit a home run yesterday. Now tied with his career high of 13. Hit in 2019 and in 2020. So one away. And feeling the way the Rockers looked in the first inning, they may not be done yet off of Roger Bernal. Still a couple innings away from our next check of the Atlantic League scoreboard, but we'll go ahead and tell you the Genomes are getting stretch their lead out a little bit over the Rockers in the wild card standings with an 18-0 lead over Lexington. So the Rockers need to win this game to stay a half game back. Genomes are doing their job today. Ladendorf hitting at 236, 13 home runs, 41 runs batted in this year. Teams 2 hits in the first inning of play. And Bernal ready with his first pitch of inning number 2. It's a fastball. It's a strike. Playing surface bathed in sunlight here today, except for right around the warning track that's behind the plate. And it's shaded by the second level here at Caramont Health Park, as well as the awning on the concourse. Ladendorf takes low 1-1. 1-1 coming from Bernal. Ladendorf swings, line drive into center field. Sanford a long run, makes a sliding catch. No, the ball drops. Ladendorf is on his way to second base. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off. A great effort from Darian Sanford, but it's a leadoff double for Ladendorf, and the Rockers try to get the run back here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up Jay Gonzalez. I tell you what, no baseball out into center field is safe with Darian Sanford out there. He's a guy who can cover ground with the best of them here in the Atlantic League. A fantastic effort there. Ladendorf able to motor into second base. We'll see if the Rockers can take advantage of that. Stuart Levy going to go out. Run over the signs really quickly here with Bernal. Gonzalez hitting 289, 3 home runs, 27 runs batted in. One of his 3 home runs this year has come here at Caramont Health Park. Rockers and Honey Hunters play each other every single weekend of August, alternating 1 week here, 1 week at Truist Point, back here, back to High Point. Corners crashing in here, expecting the bunt from Gonzalez. He'll take the ball low, though, and the count 1-0. Reinheimer was hanging close by at second base, keeping Ladendorf fairly tethered to it. First base, Castro back. Third base, Roman still in. That pitch popped up in the infield. And the shortstop, Reinheimer, makes the catch. That's the second out of the inning, or the first out of the inning, rather. We apologize for the extra crowd noise here. Brings up Giovanni Alfonso now, 298, 2 home runs, 30 batted in. Alfonso to poke one into the outfield, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Yesterday, a 1-for-3 day for Alfonso. Had a hit in the second game of Friday's doubleheader as well. Now the second best batting average on the team behind Jerry Downs. Swings, lines this one to Reinheimer, just past the dive. It's going to get through. It's a base hit. Here comes the throw to third base, and it is going to get away from Castro. Ladendorf is on his way home now. He will score. Alfonso goes to second. Now the Honey Hunters throwing the ball around here in the second inning. It was a base hit for Alfonso. The throw came in towards third. Ladendorf got a late break because he thought he had to head back in case there was a diving attempt by Reinheimer. But once he realized the ball got through, he started heading in. Came the throw to third base, and there wasn't anybody covering. So the Rockers get the run back. It's now 3-1. Alfonso will get a base hit, advances on the throw. Should be an error on Reese Hampton. That will allow Ladendorf to score. Should be an unearned run, at least for the moment. Runner at second, and 1 out for Mike Galino. Fastball tight to Galino, the count 1-0. Galino 247, 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. Rockers trying to take advantage of a sloppy sequence by the Honey Hunters here at the top of the second. All fires. Galino grounds this one towards short. Reinheimer cuts it off. Off balance throw to first base, and the scoop is not made by Castro. Everyone's safe. Alfonso to third base. Galino is safe at first. And we can confirm that was a base hit for Alfonso, and the runner scores on the error by Hampton. Now we're waiting to see the scoring on the Galino play. I assume that's a base hit, but we will see. Runners at the corners, 1 out for Russell, who homered his first time up. And yes, they will credit Galino with an infield base hit. Fastball strike, nope. Called inside, the count 1-0. Rockers have a chance to really put a good number together here early on. All fires, curveball, a good take from Russell, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. Bernal holds the set, now fires. Russell swings, lines this one up the middle, a base hit. Alfonso scores easily. Galino on his way to third base. It's an RBI hit for Russell, and the Rockers lead 4-1. RBI number 31 for Russell. So that brings up Ben Aklinski. He homered his first time up. Rockers have already pounded out 6 hits, and there's 1 out here in the second inning. First pitch coming from Bernal. Aklinski swings, pops it up. Right field side, Castro giving it a look into the Rockers coach's box, makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. Brings up Jerry Downs, grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Rockers have put 2 runs across here in the second after doing the same in the first. Still have an opportunity for more here with runners at the corners. Bernal hard here, a lot of hard contact. Downs, a hefty swing first pitch, much like his first at-bat, and also like his first at-bat, fouls it off. Today, game number 96, game number 30 of the first half for High Point. A 1 on the way. Downs chases that one down in the turf, and the count goes to 1-1. Two on the way. Bit high there from Bernal. The count goes to 1-2. Down sitting at 309. Galino at third. Russell is at first. Bernal ready. Here comes the pitch. Another high one and a good take again from Downs. 2-2. Already third of the way through their second time through the lineup, just to the top of the second right now. Check over to first base, a floater from Bernal. Russell dives back in anyways, obviously well in time. Looks like the stadium lights on here at Caramont Health Park, despite the fact it is a beautiful afternoon. Here comes the 2-2 to Downs. A miss on the high fastball, strike 3, and that's the end of the second inning. But the Rockers add 2 more, and they extend their lead 4-1. We go to the bottom of the second of the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the second inning, Rockers with a 4-1 lead here at Caramont Health Park with the Rockers Baseball Network. Craig Stem facing the bottom third of the lineup. Hampton, Tapia, and Levy here. Give you a quick quick look at the Rockers injury report. Continues to just be John Hayes and Michael Martinez. I can report Michael Martinez earlier today was taking ground balls over at third base, so that's really the first baseball action I've seen from him recently, so a good sign. Perhaps Martinez working his way back. Rockers would love to have that bat and glove, for that matter, back in the High Point lineup. So here's Reese Hampton, 266, 7 home runs, 33 batted in, and of course the Atlantic League leading 50 stolen bases. First pitch from Stem, speed inside, the count 1-0. Bernal, 37 pitches in 2 innings. Stem, 18 in the first. Comes the 1-0. There's a strike taken by Hampton, the count 1-1. Hampton yesterday, 2 for 4 day with his pair of stolen bases. Comes the 1-1, off speed, swing and a miss, a weak wave there. That pitch down. Midway through the swing, he realized he really shouldn't be swinging. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alrighty, ready. 1-2 on the way. Fastball. Side. And count 2-2. Stem ready with the 2-2. Back to the fastball. This one tapped weakly off of the foot of Hampton and foul down the first base side. And count 2-2 now. Wind was blowing out towards left, now coming in from left. Saw that a little bit earlier on yesterday. That's another 2-2. That's low. The count full. It's a dangerous thing to put Hampton on. Payoff pitch coming from Stem. Fastball lined, and it's a base hit. Off single for Stem. For Hampton off of Stem. That'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia now. 242, 11 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Gastonia has Hampton running early. Their third hit of the game, so looks like this may not be a good day for losing batting average. This would be a good day as a hitter for your batting average. First pitch to Tapia, sails high and wide. Count 1-0. One day here, fairly comfortable though, fairly. Tapia swings. Fly ball into center. Jay Gonzalez drifting over and makes the catch. First out of the second inning. That'll bring up Stuart Levy, hitting 234 home runs and 30 runs batted in. Yesterday, think about it, with the weather that came in, it was 76 degrees at first pitch yesterday. Ended up raining for the majority of the game, the third inning on. Somehow we got the entire 9 innings in. First pitch to Levy, misses ball 1. That was the most impressive thing. I thought early on in the game yesterday we weren't going to have a shot at it. Of course, the Rockers build that early lead, and then all of a sudden it starts to rain harder. But all was said and done, we got through the entire 9 innings yesterday. Levy grounds this one towards second. Ladendorf's only play is going to be to first. It retires Levy as Hampton heads to second. There's 4-3. Ladendorf had to range right away for that baseball to his glove side. But I'll tell you, that's one of the really great things from Ladendorf that we've seen. He's fantastic at taking an angle on a ground ball, even if it means him going into the outfield. he's able to find that quick angle and get himself an opportunity to make the play at first base. So go back around to the top of the lineup, and Darian Sanford now. Sanford rounded out to second, his first time up. Stem ready, first pitch, down low, good scoop there from Galino in the count 1-0. End up being a swirling day for the wind, now going out towards center field. Swing and a miss. Sanford comes up empty on that low slider. Count 1-1. Rockers lead 4-1 at the bottom of the second inning. If you're just joining us, back-to-back home runs from Russell and Klinsky got this one started. Sanford shows bunt, lays down a good one right to the mound. Stem bare hands, fires to first in time. And that is the final out of the inning. You know, I think if Sanford lays that down the line, he has a shot, but instead bunts it pretty much right in front of the mound. And Stem throws him out. We go to the third inning. Rockers lead 4-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the third inning, Rockers with a 4-1 advantage over Gastonia right now. Xander Wheel, Logan Morrison, Tyler Ladendorf, the three hitters coming up here. Wheel struck out his first time up against Roger Bernal, who, as we mentioned moments ago, 37 pitches through 2 innings. On the other side of things, though, Stem 37 pitches through 2 innings for Bernal. Stem is at 32 through 2. I don't know if that came out right the first time, but we had corrected it nonetheless. Rockers 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors so far. Gastonia 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error. Here comes Xander Wheel. Craig Stem, a nice bounce back. Came into today, we mentioned it, second in the Atlantic League in earned run average. See who York was starting today. Let me see if I can still find that. Yeah, so it looks like Jorge Martinez not one of the 2 starters today, so Stem will have a chance to assume the Atlantic League lead in ERA. First pitch to Xander Wheel, fouls it off, and the count 0-1. Big thing for High Point right now is scoring plenty of runs off of Roger Bernal. As long as he's in there, keep it up. This is a Rockers team that apparently really enjoys standing in the box against Bernal. 0-1 coming to Wheel. Swing and a ground ball to third base. Roman backing up on it, and the long throw to first base. I tell you, Roman has been very impressive. We have seen him make some really good plays over third base. Strong throws, extremely accurate. Luis Roman. Gastonia's got a good one there at the hot corner. Here's Logan Morrison. Line drive to Reese Hampton and left his first time up. Again, a solid swing, made really good contact, just unfortunately came up empty. Already first pitch on the way. Morrison swings, high fly ball into left right. Zach Jarrett back at the wall, leaps, and takes away a home run from Logan Morrison. What a play, Zach Jarrett. Logan Morrison gave it a ride. Zach Jarrett brought it back in. Timed that one perfectly, robbing a home run off the bat of Logan Morrison, second out of the third inning. Bring up Tyler Ladendorf now. 2 quick outs for Bernal here. Ladendorf a double his first time up. And Bernal fires curveball high. Count 1-0. One thing I've kind of noticed from the rule change this year with the double hook designated hitter rule, meaning the pitcher has to go 5 innings to keep the DH. One of the things I've noticed, Ladendorf pops it up, shallow right. Out is Rosa, the second baseman, makes the catch, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. I'll finish that thought in the bottom of the third inning. Rockers go down 1-2-3. They lead 4-1 on Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the third inning, Rockers with a 4-1 lead over Gastonia. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 coming up here. Reinheimer, Rosa, and Jarrett, 3 scheduled hitters. Now we can finish that thought. What we were talking about when the last half inning came to a close. You know, a lot of times, managers kind of sense not just the kind of results a pitcher is getting, is that pitch to Reinheimer a strike, but the way the ball is hit, whether or not balls are being hit with authority. And you know, you've seen in the past, you still see it in major leagues and affiliated ball. The pitcher's got a couple of outs, but they were fly balls to the track. The pitch is swing and a miss, the count 0-2. Managers sometimes will come get the baseball from the starter or from the pitcher because opponents are hitting the ball really well and the fielder's just able to make the plays. But you kind of get the sense with the double hook designated hitter rule, sometimes don't pay as much attention to that because they need to get the starter through 5. So if the starter is getting hit really hard through 3, as Reinheimer strikes out number 1. If your starter is getting hit really hard through 3 innings, but he's getting outs, a lot of times managers will be willing to look past that because they need to get him through that 5th inning. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing with Bernal here. Rockers have hit him hard today, and they picked up a lot of runs, but because they want to keep the DH, Bernal still in the ball game. Here is Joseph Rosa. Also, I'm just now looking here. It looks like a scoring decision has been changed. Pitch misses for a ball. They've taken away a hit for the Rockers and given Gastonia an error. My only guess is perhaps on the Mike Galino play. I'm looking back at it now. Pitch shot, or sliced foul rather, up in the air. Count 1-1. So yeah, they have changed the Galino base hit to an error on Reinheimer. The second Gastonia error of the game now as that pitch line down the right field side. Fair ball. And he kicks around in the corner. Heading to second base is Rosa. Here comes the throw from McClinsky, and it hits Rosa. So Joseph Rosa has his second double of the game. Well, double brings up Zach Jarrett. Jarrett a sacrifice fly his first time up, which was good for his 54th run batted in this year. Stem with a runner on second base and one out. First pitch to Jarrett. There's a strike at the knees. Stem at 40 pitches in the bottom of the third inning. That was the 0-1 off speed. Jarrett lines it foul left field side. And he's quickly in the count now, 0-2. Craig Stem, 5.84 earned run average after his first 4 starts this year. Really watched him get locked in after that. The Rockers have been enjoying the ride ever since. Jarrett pops this one foul. 3.12 ERA in June, 3.16 in July, and then 2 runs in 6 innings in his only start this month, which is an ERA of 3. Prior to, obviously, this one. 1 run so far in 2 1/3 innings pitched. Comes an 0-2. Setting up down the way. That's down low. Tried to get Jarrett rather than chase, but did not do so. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ready with the 1-2. Person takes the lead off of second. That's down low. Again taken by Jarrett. On deck is Luis Roman here in the bottom of the third. Comes the 2-2. Fouls that one off. Count remains 2-2. Got a piece of Galino, but other than the initial flinch, looks okay. High Point has won 3 of their last 5. They have lost 6, or have won rather 6 of their last 10. Comes the 2-2. Stem holds the set now, fires down low. Good scoop there by Galino, and the count goes full. On top of that, the Ducks about to lose today, a High Point win. Them into a tie with the Ducks for worst record in the second half. But the Rockers right now trending the right way. The Ducks going the other way right now, playing themselves out of wild card contention over the last week. Strike 3, Jarrett rung up looking at the knees. And that is the second out of the inning. So here comes Luis Roman. Looks like the Rockers a bit of a generous call there from Calvin Baker. Does look like it was low, but hey, strike 3 nonetheless. So with 2 outs, here's Roman. So that was the second strikeout for Stem. Stem fires first pitch to Roman. That's outside. Count 1-0. Trying to strand Joseph Rosa over there at second. Doubled with 1 out in the inning. Stem fires fastball. Good. Don't know where it must have missed inside. Stem One down to the count for Roman, 2-0. Righty set, 2-0 on the way. That swung on and ripped right back up the middle. Rosa will score. It's a 4-2 game. Base hit for Luis Roman. That is his 48th run batted in. And that will bring up Luis Castro now. Castro 305 with 7 home runs, 37 batted in. 5 hits per side. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stem ready, first pitch to Castro. Swung on, fouled off. And that will make its way to the pitching mounds in the Gastonia bullpen. Count 0-1. Rockers in the 4th inning have the bottom third of the lineup. Gonzalez, Alfonso, and Galino coming up. Comes the 0-1 fastball. That's fouled off at the plate. Looked like it got a piece of Castro's ankle. Balls, 2 strikes here to Castro. Stem looking for the final out of the inning. Rockers still up by 2, but get the feeling this may be a game where both teams kind of on the edge of breaking it open. That pitch popped up. Count 0-2 still. A lot of pitching to contact today. A lot of balls put in play. Rockers have struck out twice. Gastonia has struck out twice. Stem set. 2 on the way. Runner breaks for second. That fastball hit weakly up the middle. Lathdorf scoops it up. Balance throw to first for the final out of the inning. Gastonia gets 1. The RBI base hit from Luis Roman. Rockers, though, maintain the lead. It is 4-2 as we head to the 4th of the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 4th inning, Rockers with a 4-2 lead over Gastonia. Roger Bernal facing the bottom third of the Rockers lineup. Facing Gonzalez, Alfonso, and Galino. Rockers 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Gastonia 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Jay Gonzalez popped up to shortstop his first time up. time the Rockers score, Gastonia counters with one of their own. So Craig Stem able to keep the Rockers just ahead. Be up to the offense to continue to apply pressure. Third baseman Luis Roman, even with the bag right now, may come creeping even more. Luis Castro is back at first. See if Gonzalez thinks about laying down a bunt. He will not. At least not the first pitch. Takes inside, ball one. Mostly blue skies overhead. A couple of spotty, darker clouds here and there, but for the most part, everything looking good today. That pitch misses high. And the count 2-0. Fires, fastball, late called strike, and the count 2-1. It is 90 degrees, 98. Good news is, though, it'll start dropping. We have hit the hottest it's going to be. It will be the low 80s or thereabouts by the time this game comes to a close. That pitch inside, scoots Gonzalez back out of the way, and the count 3-1 now. For Bernal. Gonzalez hits it in the air, right field side. It's foul and it drops. Anthem gave it quite the effort, covering a lot of ground, but not able to get there in the count full. Rockers 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. Gastonia 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Already. Here comes the 3-2. And Gonzalez bounces for the first base, backhanded by Castro. Lead Bernal there. Bernal drops the baseball. Jay Gonzalez is safe. And maybe another error. We'll see how it gets scored. That could be the Honey Hunters' third error of the game, though. The throw by Castro would beat him, and actually it did beat him. I think Bernal just dropped the ball. Batter Giovanni Alfonso. I think that's an E1. I think Bernal just dropped it. Runner on first, though, however you slice it, as we're waiting on the official scoring to come through. Rockers runner aboard. And Bernal ready. First pitch to Alfonso. That's inside. The count 1-0. Just talked about it before the game today, where Gastonia had just moved into second place in terms of fielding percentage in the Atlantic League. All fires fastball, and Alfonso fouls it off. The count moves to 1-1. Going to be an error on Castro, so we were right that it was an error, but we had the wrong guy. E3. So check over to Gonzalez now. He's back in safely. So the Honey Hunters have committed 3 defensive errors here in the first 3+ innings of the game tonight. Already with the 1-1. That's low, gets away from Levy. Gonzalez was taking off with the pitch, so he is in safely at second. What should be his 11th stolen base of the year. Puts him 1 behind Beneklinski for the team lead. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bernal fires. Alfonso swings. High fly ball center field. Sanford drifting into right center. Gonzalez ready to tag, and does so as Alfonso flies out. Gonzalez goes to third in the process. So the Rockers have a runner 90 feet away from scoring. Here's Mike Bellino, who reached on an error his first time up. Rockers about to wrap up their Second time through the lineup. The leadoff man, Michael Russell, in the on-deck circle. First pitch from Bernal. Fastball down and into Galino in the count 1-0. Bernal is up at 53 pitches now. Here in the top of the fourth inning, Rockers not content to sit on their 4 runs. High and tight, that fastball. Scoreboard coming up in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hinted at a couple, specifically Southern Maryland and the Genomes. Here comes the 2-0 to Galino. He swings high, fly into deep left center. Going back is Hampton, back is Sanford. Rockabye baseball! Mike Galino's second home run of the year. Both of them have come here at Caramon Health Park. And the Rockers lead 6-2. That is High Point's third home run of the game. So that'll bring up Michael Russell now. Russell 2 for 2. A home run and 2 runs batted in. And Bernal ready. First pitch on the way to Russell. There's a fastball called strike. Gastonia getting action up in the bullpen. In the fourth inning, I think that, check and see. Russell grounds at third base side, foul. Count 0-2. Looks like Ian McKinney. Actually, no, number 28. I thought it was 18. It's 28. Not seeing. Actually, it could be 26, Zavaleta. Russell fouls that off. And the count remains 0-2. Yeah, I think it's Ezekiel Zavaleta. Can't see quite for sure from this distance. 2 coming here to Russell. Lines it right field. This one's going to go down the line. It is a fair ball. Russell is hustling around into second base as Zach Jarrett digs that ball out of the corner. And that is a double for Michael Russell. And hey, wouldn't you know, he is a triple away from the cycle. Has one already this year. And here in the fourth inning, has a home run, a single, and a double already tonight. Reggie Harris coming out now to talk to Bernal as Zaklinski is the next scheduled hitter. Rockers with a 6-2 lead. And so while Reggie Harris is out talking, we'll talk to you about what's coming up at Truist Point next week. Rockers host the Honey Hunters Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, it is fireworks after the game, so come to the game, stay for the fireworks. Watch those from the field following the conclusion of the game. Then on Saturday, it is 90s night at the ballpark. Everything will be 90s themed, music, attire. It'd be great if they brought back some 90s snacks. I doubt that happens, but you know, it would be like Hoop by the Foot maybe, or like those gushers with like the little, almost like the jelly in the middle of them. Remember the drinks was with a little plastic bird or whatever that you would open that up and you would have the drink inside of the almost like the wax container. Anyways, trip down memory road over, memory lane over, but we hope you join us on 90s night on Saturday, and then Sunday, first fans through the gate at Truist Point receive a Rockers 2022 team trading card set. I want to say it's the first 1,000, but do need to confirm that before I lead anybody astray as far as what number that giveaway is going for. Is that pitch high to count 1-0? But anyways, be there early for your shot at grabbing a team trading card set on Sunday. First pitch Sunday, 4:05. Gates open at 3:30. Friday and Saturday, it's a 6:35 first pitch. Gates open at 6. That pitch inside to Waklinski, count 2-0. Grab your tickets for next weekend or any game at Truist Point at highpointrockers.com. We hope to see you there. We're all ready with the 2-0. Waklinski swings, lines it into left field, a base hit. Michael Russell is being sent home. The throw is coming into second, where Waklinski will hold it first on the RBI base hit. Waklinski drives in his second of the day, and the Rockers lead 7-2 now. Batter is Jerry Downs. Mauro Gazzo is coming out. That's going to be the end of the day for Roger Bernal. Bernal not able to get out of the fourth inning. Not exactly the kind of day he was hoping for after being part of baseball history. It's Atlantic League history with that no-hitter. Being the opening pitcher of that no-hitter his last time out, but today tagged for 7 runs, maybe even an 8th, because he's responsible for the man at first base. Gastonia is heading to the bullpen, and we will step aside and give their new pitcher a chance to throw. Rockers have opened up a 5-run lead, still have a chance for more here in the top of the 4th. New pitcher next for the Rockers Baseball Network. New pitcher for Gastonia is Ezekiel Zabaleta. 3-0 on the year, 3.86 the ERA. This is his 10th appearance. 6 walks, 14 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .226 against him. 14 innings in those 9 appearances so far, so he's a guy who can get them multiple innings if need be, but that also means they done for Manuel Tapia. He will get to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning, but after that his spot will be gone. Zabaleta in relief of Roger Bernal. Runner at first base has been Waklinski. There is 1 out. We cannot close the book on Bernal yet because there is a runner on base that he is responsible for. But once that book does close, we will give you his final stat line. So here is Jerry Downs looking for what would be his 15th straight game with a base hit. He can find it. First pitch from Zabaleta, swing and a miss. Count 0-1. Shift on for Gastonia. Castro at first base, right down the first base line. Goes a little bit over towards first base, but Reinheimer, the shortstop, almost right behind second. Third baseman Castro is playing almost at shortstop himself. That's kind of the nature of what that defensive shift looks like. Zabaleta checks over to first base. On to Waklinski. Ben is back in safely. 0-1 to Downs. We are the top of the fourth inning. Rockers lead 7-2. And Zappaleta fires. Here's the pitch. Downs chases low. And the count 0-2. Xander Wheel, the on-deck circle. Interesting, the 3, 4, and 5 part of the Rockers lineup today have combined 0 for 6. Everybody else has reached base or scored. Actually, everybody else has scored today, except for 3, 4, and 5. The 0-2 high, the count 1 and 2. Russell has scored twice, Zaklinski once, and Ladendorf, Gonzalez, Alfonso, and Galino once each. Strikes to Jerry Downs. Zappaleta holds the set. Here comes the 1-2. That's low. And the count goes to 2-2 now. Linsky takes his lead off of first, leads the Rockers in steals, but the Rockers not run a whole lot recently. Lot, period. This is a Rockers team that failed to steal 100 bases for the first time in franchise history. 74 right now through 95 games. Puts them on pace for 102, so they're right there. Whether or not they'll be able to. Comes the 2-2 to Downs. Bernal holds, or Zappaleta rather, holds the set. He is working the third base side of the rubber and fires that one high. Count goes full. Jerry Downs does have a 17-game on-base streak this year. More watching whether or not he will tie Dante Bichette Jr.'s hit streak. Here comes the 3-2 off speed. Downs pops it up into shallow center. Backing up is Reinheimer, calling for it. Makes the catch for the second out of the fourth inning. So that'll bring up Xander Wheel, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Jinxed Wheel and Downs today, talking about the history they're chasing. And all of a sudden, they've struggled a little bit today. Zappaleta ready. First pitch on the way to Xander Wheel. The top of the fourth. And Wheel fouls that one straight back to the net. The count 0-1. Missed it earlier today. You weren't sure what records we're talking about. We just mentioned the hit streak record that Jerry's chasing. Xander Wheel, 2 home runs and 2 runs batted in away from tying the Rockers single season records. 25 home runs. Richie Schaefer hit 27 in 2019. He has 79 runs batted in. Jerry hit 81 here. The 0-1 the turf. Count goes to 1-1. Rockers have given Stem a 5-run lead. Before he comes out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Certainly, I think Craig Stem can way through the bottom part of the lineup here in the fourth. It hit hard a little bit today. The defense has done a good job behind him. The 1-1 to Wheel, fastball low, 2-1. Now the big question for the Rockers offense is, will they look any different now with the new pitcher on the mound? They were all over Roger Bernal today. but how does it change? The new guy on the mound. Wheel swings, fouls that one back. And the count is 2-2 now. Linsky's still over there at first base. Any indication that he may be going at any point. Zappaleta ready. Here comes the 2. Right-hander holds the set. And now delivers the 2-2. Outside. Good take for Wheel. And the count. Rockers inning started with the error by Castro at first base. Drive in Gonzalez and himself on a 2-run home run. Linsky's at first base. He drove in Russell a little while ago with a base hit. From Zappaleta, shoulders up and down, not once but twice. Here's the 3-2. Wheel swings, high fly ball into center. Going back is Darian Sanford. Now he rounds off his route at the track, makes the catch. Xander Wheel gives that one a ride, but the ball falls short of going over the fence. The Rockers, though, do score 3 in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning now. 7-2 High Point on the Rockers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Caramont Health Park. Rockers on top of the Honey Hunters, 7-2 after 3.5 innings of play. Craig Stem facing the bottom third of the lineup. Hampton, Tapia, and Levy. This will be Emmanuel Tapia's final at-bat, unless they move him into the field because they will have lost their designated hitter. Because Roger Bernal, the starter, did not go through 5. However, the way the Atlantic League rule works is that if the starting pitcher gets removed in the top of an inning prior to the 5th, the DH spot can bat in the bottom half of that inning and that inning only. So that is why Tapia is still in here, despite the fact that Bernal is not. But after this bottom of the 4th inning, that will become the pitcher's spot, and the Honey Hunters will have to pinch hit for whoever their pitcher is from here out. There's a strike to Hampton in the count 0-1. Hampton, a base hit, his first time up. 268 now. There's a strike called to Hampton. Quickly, 0-2. Stem ready at the 0-2. Fires a fastball low. 91 miles an hour. And count 1 and 2 now. For High Point. An offense doing what it's been doing today. Stem looking to put up a 0 as that curveball lofted foul, third base side. Count remains 1-2. At the end of this at-bat, we will take a dive into the Atlantic League scoreboard. Crazy numbers being put up today around the Atlantic League. Specifically from one Wild Health Genome. Step ready, 1-2, high to Hampton, count 2-2. Really good Sunday crowd here today. In fact, I would venture to say that this is probably the best attended game we have seen all weekend, which we don't expect it on a Sunday, but here we are. Stem sails that one high, the count full now to Hampton. Craig was ahead 0-2, is now 3-2. Step ready, payoff pitch on the way to Hampton, pops it up. And Galino right behind the plate, makes the catch. That's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia. Around the Atlantic League, Charleston fell to York in game 1 of a doubleheader, 7-2. The final score in game 2. They're in the bottom of the second. Charleston leads 2-1. Genomes in the bottom of the 7th inning lead Lexington 18-1. Chris Shaw is homered. Becker is homered. Chris Davis has homered twice. In fact, Becker a 6 RBI game, Davis a 5 RBI game. Demetrius Moore has driven in 3. There's a strike to Tapia, the count 0-1. Justin Begg, 6 1/3 innings pitch, took a no-hitter in the 6th. Southern Maryland just defeated Long Island 13-2. Down the bottom of the zone, too far down, 1-1. Harold Thompson, his leading 11th victory, going 8 innings of 1-run ball today, striking out 9, walking none. Defeated Akil Morris today as Tapia grounds this one weakly to second. Labrador with the underhand toss to first, and that's the second out of the inning. Brings up Stuart Levy. Wolanski hit his 7th home run of the year in that one. Vladimir Frias and Davidson Romero both went deep for the Ducks, but it was not enough for Long Island to win. Island being shut out by Lancaster 4-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Cameron Gann against Francisco Carrillo, the starting pitching matchup in that one. Well, that gets you caught up. Everything going on around the Atlantic League as Stuart Levy takes a called strike. That was low, but Anchor calls in nonetheless. Count 0-1. Good job by Mike Galino bringing that pitch back up to get the call. And that's a big thing. When ABS was put in last year, really lost the art of framing here in the Atlantic League. Didn't really matter. Pitch low to count 1-1. This year, the way you catch a pitch really matters. You start your glove down, and as you catch the ball, you bring it back up into the strike zone. I mean, as long as it doesn't look terribly obvious what you did, steal a couple calls again this year as Levy swings and misses on the off-speed pitch, and the count 1-2. Stem set, ready with the 1-2. Bounces that one, tried to get Levy to chase, but Stewart was not having it. And the count goes to 2-2. And Honey Hunters squaring off every single weekend in August. Fastball hit weakly on the ground to 3rd. Russell comes in, fires low to 1st, but Downs digs it out. That is the final out of the inning, a 1-2-3-4 for Craig Stem. With that, we will head to the 5th. Rockers lead 7-2 on the Rockers Baseball Network. fifth. Rockers with a 7-2 lead. Gastonia here at Caramon Health Park. Ezekiel Zabaleta back out on the mound. He will face 5, 6, and 7. Morrison, Ladendorf, and Gonzalez. Morrison was robbed of a home run his last time up. Took the baseball right over the right field wall, and Zach Jarrett brought it back in. Zabaleta takes his final warm-up toss, and Morrison to the left-hand batter's box. Jamie Keefe talking to Tyler Ladendorf in the on-deck circle. Craig Stem is through 4 innings at 68 pitches. Should be able to get through 5 at the rate he's going. Hopefully at least start the 6th. Not completely go through the 6th. We'll see. See how Morrison faces fares against Zabaleta. First pitch, fastball outside, the count 1-0. Rockers 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Gastonia 2 runs on 5 hits and 3. Zabaleta ready. The 1-0 to Morrison. Morrison rounds it up the middle, backhanded by Rose. Second base. Tires Logan for the first out of the 5th. I'll bring up Ladendorf 1 for 2. Another hard hit ball for Morrison to show for it though. Hey, maybe it's a lot like Ladendorf and Xander Wheel and Jerry Downs recently. A couple of hard hit baseballs, and then once you serve your time of bad, those hard hit baseballs start falling in for hits and extra base hits and home runs and all that sort of thing. So perhaps see if Logan Morrison's next couple of weeks follows that exact same path. Here's Ladendorf. High fastball back to the back, and the count 1-0. Zabaleta fired that one at 94 miles an hour, but wasn't close to anything. Only issue there. Right with the 1-0 at the belt, and fires fastball. Strike up at the top of the zone, 94. Count 1-1. Gastonia, a couple of hard throwers in their bullpen now between Henry Martinez, Ezekiel Zabaleta, and Tim Naughton that we saw yesterday. Mid-90s on all of them. 1-1, high fastball to Ladendorf. He was able to hold off on it though. 2-1. Also was 94 miles an hour. Balls and a strike on the way. And Zabaleta fires off speed outside. Now 3-1. I tell you, that's what part of what makes him so dangerous is the fact he can change his speed so well from 94 to 81. Jay Gonzalez waiting to be the next hitter. High fastball, good chance that was ball 4. But instead, the count full. Here at the top of the 5th. Final game of a 4-game set. Gastonia took the opener Friday 6-3. The Rockers won the nightcap. That doubleheader 3-2 before an 8-4 win yesterday. Payoff pitch to Ladendorf. Swings, high fly ball deep into left center field. This ball going back. It is gone. Rockabye baseball. And Tyler Ladendorf has set a new career high with his 14th home run of the year. Rockers lead 8-2. Ladendorf is now homered in back-to-back games. Rockers have scored in every inning except for the third. I'll bring up Jay Gonzalez now, over 2, and scored his last time up. Pitch that's bounced to the plate, and the count 1-0. The Rockers' 9th hit of the game. Here's the pitch, fastball inside. Count 2-0. Talked about it a little bit with Henry Martinez. Fast pitchers supply a bit of extra power. Barrel up a baseball or two. Comes a 2-0. Third ball, high and tight. And the count 3-0 now. Jay Gonzalez probably taking all the way here. The 3-0 fastball, and it is a strike. Count 3-1. High Point 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth, 1 so far in the fifth with 1 out. Gastonia 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Zabaleta ready. Lead 3-1. Righty fires and backs Gonzalez up. Gonzalez looking at Zabaleta. Now talking to him a little, walking down to first base, still talking to him. Umpire starting to make sure this doesn't lead to it. So that's ball 4. That'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso. Well, that's another thing too. Start playing a team as much as these two have recently and as much as they will continue to do, would not be surprised to see a couple of tensions mount between High Point and Gastonia over the course of the next, really the next month. So here's how taken into the right-hand box. Pitch, high fastball, and the count 1-0. Rockers up 6. A lot of it has been productive though for High Point. That 3, 4, and 5 stretch has curiously gone 0 for 9. Everybody else is contributing to play today. Here comes the 1-0. Zabaleta fires down and away. Off-speed pitch, the count 2-0. Mike Galino in the on-deck circle. Coming off of his second home run of the year. Blasted 2 last year for High Point in limited action. Have a good chance to surpass that mark this season. Here comes a 2-0. Fastball, strike, 93 miles an hour. And the count 2-1. Again, I don't have the best to judge being down the first baseline. It does seem like a flat 93, 94. Not a whole lot of movement to it, at least not up and down. 2-1. Alfonso fouls off the high fastball. Gonzalez was on his way to second. He'll have to head back to first base. It's the count 2-2 now. Zabaleta is hitting plus 29 pitches. And here comes a 2-2. Set. Now the 2-2 off speed. Alfonso hits it weakly off the end of the bat. Reinheimer, the shortstop, goes to second for one. First not in time. It's Giovanni Alfonso beats it out by a half step. So Gonzalez is out 6-4 for the second out. Runner on first. How we updated his numbers: 2 home runs, 17 batted in this year. First pitch of the at-bat. Zabaleta fires. Galino under it, pops it up, first base side. Castro has room, makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but the Rockers add another run. Tyler Ladendorf's solo home run makes it 8-2, and with that, we're halfway home. Bottom of the 5th next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, Craig Stem facing the top of the lineup. Sanford, Reinheimer, and Rosa. Craig Stem a 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th. So he is at 68 pitches. Gastonia getting right-hander up in the bullpen. I think it might actually even be Sam Bordner. Actually, no, it looks like Bordner is perhaps playing goalie, if you will, making sure nobody gets hit by a baseball that's fouled off. Here's Sanford 0 for 2. Stem's first pitch, off-speed strike on the low and inside corner, the count 0-1. Stem ready, 0-1 on the way. Fastball hit on the ground past Jerry Downs, a base hit for Darian Sanford. Leadoff single here in the 5th. Sanford has his first hit of the game. 6th hit of the game for Gastonia. And the pitcher in the bullpen is Franklin Van Gert. We saw him, I want to say game 2 Friday? Yes, it was game 2. Gave up 2 runs on Friday. Here comes the pitch. Reinheimer lines this one weakly into left field, a base hit, first pitch. Runners at first and second now for the Honey Hunters in the 5th inning. Bring up Joseph Rosa, a pair of doubles. Rockers up 6. Gastonia, though, trying to get a couple back here as we've reached the midway point. Couple aboard to start the bottom of the 5th. Rocker's infield playing back on the right-hand side. Neither runner being really held on. Alfonso a little bit behind Sanford, but nothing too extreme. Fastball to Rosa inside. Count 1-0. Stem was starting the day up at 93, still at 91 with the fastball. Stem ready, on the way. Rocker's been quiet. Fastball low. Stem ready with the 2-0. There's a fastball strike inside corner to Rosa. The count 2-1. Runner at second, Sanford. Runner at first, Reinheimer. Obviously with a 6-run lead, Rockers no trouble giving up a run to get an out. Stem steps off as he looks Sanford back to second base. Stem holds the set. Here's the 2-1. There's a strike to Rosa, and the count 2-2. I don't think Rosa thought that was going to be called at first, but it was. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Combined 16 hits so far. Comes the 2-2. Stem looks Sanford back to second. Darian dives in. Stem earlier today was working the third base side of the rubber. Now looks like the plant foot right square in the middle. Here comes the 2-2. Rosa hits this one foul down the right field side. And count 2-2. Rosa battling here with Stem. Craig looking for the first out of the 5th inning. His pitch count starting to creep up towards 80 now. We said that he's failed to go 6 only once this year. Here's the 2-2. Time called though. Right as Stem was about to deliver the pitch, he goes ahead with the motion anyways, but obviously that doesn't count. The count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rosa. Stem has not had his best stuff today, but he's battled really well. Here comes the 2-2. That hits Calvin Baker, gets away from Galino. Sanford goes to third base. Everybody's going to advance 1, maybe a passed ball on Galino. Ball hit Calvin Baker. Looks like he got him on his hand, on his right hand. Athletic trainer coming out to look at Baker now. We'll see how that gets scored again. Looks like I think that would be a passed ball perhaps. Baker shaking it off. Now talking to Chuck Stewart, the third base coach of the Honey Hunters, as he continues to shake out his right hand. Moves up both runners for Gastonia, takes off the double play as well. Again, looks like it'll be a pass ball rather. Count goes full to Joseph Rosa. Stem ready, payoff pitch. And the righty fires off speed. Rosa fouls it off. This has becoming a lengthy battle between the two. It is a passed ball officially on Mike Galino. Waiting on deck is Zach Jarrett, 0 for 1 today with the sacrifice fly. Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. Rosa chased a high fastball, strike 3. That may have been ball 4 if he had let it go. That's the first out of the inning. That brings up Jarrett. Stem's last time here was a really good start until his last inning. Craig Stem put up 4 zeros, then gave up 6 runs in the 5th. First pitch to Jarrett, and there's a couple more. A 3-run home run for Zach Jarrett, and Gastonia makes it an 8-5 game now. Jarrett's 14th home run of the year. Sanford scores, Reinheimer scores, and the fans right back in it as well now, not just the Honey Hunters team. So that'll bring up Luis Roman. 1 for 1 with an RBI base hit. And a hit by pitch today as well. So Stem, that is his 11th home run allowed this year. First pitch to Roman, fastball high, and the count 1-0. He's up at 81 pitches now, too. I think get him through 5, you keep your DH, you go to the bullpen. That one down low with the count 2-0. Some days you don't have your best stuff. And like I said, for the most part today, Stem has really battled. That pitch misses 3-0. I think if he loses him here, a good chance we see Frank Viola perhaps come out. Comes a 3-0 to Roman. Stem fires a strike. And the count 3-1. Stem ready with the 3-1 fastball. Just off the low and inside corner, ball 4. A walk to Roman. Bring up Luis Castro, 0 for 2. And the Rockers do get action in the bullpen now. Nobody has come out to talk, but they have just gotten somebody up in the pen. That is Junior Ring. And now Frank Viola is going to come out and talk. As Rincon comes out, or Viola comes out, Rincon is warming up now. Again, a reminder of what's coming up at Truist Point next weekend. August 12th, 13th, and 14th at Truist Point. Friday is Fireworks Friday following the 6:35 first pitch game against Gastonia. Gates open at 6 o'clock, and after the game you can watch the post-game fireworks from the field. We'll invite you down to one of 2 sections, and you can come out onto the playing surface and watch the post-game show. Then on Saturday, 90s night at the ballpark. Again, 6:35 first pitch. Gates open at 6, and we invite you to dress accordingly for 90s night. And Sunday, first ever baseball card giveaway. Rockers history, a 30-card set featuring your 2022 High Point Rockers. First pitch that day is at 4:05. Gates opening at 3:30. First pitch here to Castro, a called strike, and the count 0-1. Castro 0 for 2. Rockers in the 6th inning will have the top of the lineup coming up. Franklin Van Gerp ready in the Gastonia bullpen. Castro way out in front of that one. Stem all the way down to 72 miles an hour on that pitch. Holds the set. 0-2 on the way to Castro. Fastball lined into right field, but right there is Klinsky. He'll make the catch, second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Reese Hampton now 1 for 2. Stem approaching 90 pitches again, probably done after 5. Maybe not his best day, but it's enough, at least right now, keep the Rockers out in front. They'll have a chance against Franklin Van Gurp to try to get some of these runs back. Both teams have registered a 3-run inning. Rockers did in the 4th. Gastonia has here in the 5th. First pitch, swung on, lined into right. Again, right there is Klinsky. That's the final out of the inning, but a 3-run home run from Zach Jarrett pulls the Honey Hunters right back into it. And it is a 8-5 score. We go to the 6th on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning, Gastonia goes to the bullpen. Ezekiel Zabaleta is done after an inning and 2/3 of work. We also didn't close the book on Roger Bernal, so let's do that first. Bernal in a 3rd, gives up 7. That's all earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 home runs allowed. Here is, and then Ezekiel Zabaleta gave up 1 run in an inning and 2/3 on 1 hit. No strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 home run allowed. Now again, this is Franklin Van Gurp. We saw Van Gurp on Friday, pitched an inning and gave up a run in that contest. That was his Atlantic League debut. Was pitched 1 inning and struck out 3 in that contest. Let's try to find some of his information and dig a little bit deeper on him. Born in October of 1995, drafted by the Giants in the 25th round, 2017 draft. Reached Double-A Richmond in 2019. Didn't pitch in 2020 and was with the Seattle Mariners organization last year, but I'll find Gastonia. He'll face the lineup, Russell, Klinsky, and Downs. Michael Russell, 3 for 3 today. Is a triple away from the cycle as a baseball gets loose from the Rockers dugout, bullpen rather, where Junior Rincon is warming up. Van Gurp ready, first pitch of the top of the 6th inning. Fires to Russell, off speed strike. Oh no, looked good, must have been inside, and the count 1-0. Russell and Klinsky a combined 5 for 6. Russell pops this one up behind the plate, and the count 1-1. This will be a 1-inning appearance for Van Gerp, you would think. Pitcher spot due to lead off in the 6th inning. Could be a spot occupied by perhaps Jalen Smith. There's the pitch high and tight to Russell. Just about got it. A couple of Gastonia pitchers have gone up and in today. 2 High Point pitchers. Comes the 2-1. Van Gerp fires. Fastball. Russell swings. Lines this one into left field. Going back is Hampton at the wall. It's going to hit off of the wall and get past Hampton. Russell on his way to second base. He is thinking about heading to third. Here comes the throw. Russell dives in. He is out. Russell was just a couple of feet away from what would have been his 2nd cycle of the year. But it's a double, and he is thrown out trying to stretch it at third base. 4-hit day for Russell. That ball had gotten a little bit further away from Hampton and Sanford. Maybe he's got a chance, but Rockers get their 10th hit of the game, but bases are empty and 1 out. Van Gerp fires off speed to Aklinski. That misses a bit outside, and the count 1-0. On the way. Aklinski takes a strike there. And the count 1-1. Ben today a home run and a base hit, and has driven in 2. Here comes a 1-1. And he tops this one, third base side. Knocked down by Jamie Keith, count 1-2. Strikes. Ben lengthens his stance a little bit in the right-hand box. Here's the 1-2 from Van Gerp. Fastball down and in. Count 2-2. Jerry Downs the on-deck circle again, chasing High Point history tonight. The 2-2 to Aklinski. That's high and in. That almost got him. Actually, it did. Another fastball up and in. Honey Hunter's pitchers have really been missing in a lot today. Aklinski not happy. He's thrown the bat and his protective guard away. He did also look at Franklin Van Gerp on his way back to, or on his way to first base. Kind of like Jay Gonzalez did to Zabaleta, but perhaps not quite as long. Here's Jerry Downs 0 for 3. Rockers still not getting any contributions from the quote-unquote usual suspects in the power department. Wheel, Morrison, and Downs. A combined 0 for 9 today. Runner at first base and 1 out, though. First pitch to Downs, takes a fastball up and away. Comes a 1-0. Off speed, Downs rips it foul, first base side. The count 1-1. I have to give credit where credit is due as far as reporters go. Obviously, if I get some information from somebody, I want to credit them. I've got some friends here, Victoria and Michael Sane, who run the Honey Set, the social media posts, the fan site on Twitter for Gastonia. They're here every game, and Victoria just texted me and told me that behind me there is lightning. Did not expect to hear that today, but apparently a storm system may be back behind us as Downs fouls that off. Count remains 1-2. Pull up the Weather Channel, see what they're saying. It's still only got about a 15% chance of rain today, so we'll see. How pop-up afternoon showers go. Here's the 1-2 to Downs. Strike 3 looking. Baker rings him up. That's the second out of the inning, and Jerry Downs still sitting on 14 straight games with a hit. Jerry's talking to Calvin Baker right now on his way back to the dugout. Rockers Had some issues yesterday with Kevin Morgan's strike zone, or at least Ben Aklinski did. So here's Xander Wheel, 0 for 3 today. Aklinski takes his lead off of first. First pitch coming to Xander. Fastball, that's hit high in the air into center field. Sanford there, makes the catch. That's the final out of the inning. Well, the Rockers made it interesting. Michael Russell tried to grab a triple to lead off the inning, which would have given him another cycle, but instead he's thrown out. And the Rockers put up a 0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rockers lead 8-5 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Rockers have gone to the bullpen. Craig Stem went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, all of them earned on 8 hits today, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 home run allowed. And they'll turn it over to Junior Rincon now. Rincon on the season, 0-1, a 1.84 run average. This is his 13th appearance, 7 walks this year, 15 strikeouts, opponents hitting 192 against him. And now, you know, we're really kind of in that strength versus strength portion of the lineup for the Rockers and Honey Hunters, and that is the bullpen. Gastonia, #1 bullpen in the Atlantic League. The Rockers have the 3rd best bullpen in the Atlantic League. So these last 3.5 innings, battle of the bullpens to see who comes out on top today. Rincon will face 8-9-1. We'll see who the leadoff man is for the Honey Hunters. I believe actually it's going to be Franklin Van Gerp. He's going to pinch hit, or he's going to hit for himself. Let's see if he's got any experience as far as hitting goes. Franklin Van Gerp in his career 1 plate appearance that came with AA Richmond in 2019. No official at-bats. Rincon, first pitch, fastball, strike. Count 0-1. They're going to ask Van Gerp to give them a 2nd inning. I did also, speaking of innings, in between innings, stuck my head outside and looked at the area that I was told there was some lightning. It's dark back there. Not expect to see that. Count 1 ball and 1 strike to Van Gerp. Swing and a miss. Took a hefty cut at that one. Actually just tipped it into the glove of Galino. Van Gerp not going to be cheated up there at the plate. Swung out of his shoes. Rincon ready with the 1-2. That's down the turf. And the count goes to 2-2. High pitch sound coming from 3rd base side, like somebody slowly letting air out of a balloon. Either that or there's a seal over there. Swing and a miss. Van Gerp strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Stuart Levy, 0 for 2. Well, you think about what's available out of the Rockers bullpen, probably not Ryan Dole, who's pitched 2 games in a row. Wonder if perhaps this may be a chance to see what Tyler Higgins would look like in the back of the Rockers bullpen. Higgins earned a victory in his High Point debut on Friday, the Game 2 win for the Rockers. This pitch to Levy misses outside, count 1-0. Obviously, first and foremost, the Rockers have to get to the bottom of the ninth with the lead. Gastonia right now with most of, if not all of, the momentum. Following that 3-run inning in the 5th. Levy, swing and a miss. And the count 1-1. Rockers could certainly put a damper on that. They were able to put a quick inning together here in the bottom of the 6th. High fastball from Rincon. And the count 2-1. And again, not wanting to speculate how Jamie's going to play, but just wanted to confirm that here Rincon is a guy who could go multiple innings if the Rockers wanted him to do so. Levy swings, pokes this one into right, coming in. Aklinski makes the catch. And that is the 2nd out of the inning. Bring up Darian Sanford, 1 for 3. Singled and scored last inning. Sanford into the left-hand box. Junior Rincon ready with the first pitch of the at-bat. Fastball, Sanford taps it towards short. It's going to be a tough play for Alfonso and Ladendorf. Neither one's going to be able to make it. It's an infield base hit for Sanford. Rincon tried to be the hero, leap and make the play. That was just, that's the Baltimore chop right there. Brings up Reinheimer, 2 for 3. Now, if you've always heard that expression, the Baltimore chop, and didn't know where it came from, this is your history lesson of the day. In the 1890s, the Baltimore Orioles of the National League, which are no longer in existence, had quite a good group of Hall of Famers, guys like Huey Jennings, John McGraw, Wee Willie Keeler, Robinson. But this was a group that what the grounds crew would do. First to throw over to first base, they got Sanford. They would pack the dirt. They would make it so the dirt right in front of the plate was extremely hard. And so what the Baltimore batters would do is just swing down on the ball, pound it into the ground, and the ball would take such high hops from those bounces that the speedsters would head to first base as that pitch timeout was called before the pitch began. Oh, actually, it looks like they might have called a balk. And so Sanford is at second now. So a balk on Junior Rincon, apparently. There's where Baltimore chop came from. Here comes the pitch. That was swung on, lined into right. Long run for Aklinski, but makes the catch. That is the final out of the inning. So Junior Rincon gives up a 1-out hit. It was actually a 2-out hit from Sanford, but puts up a 0 on the board. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Rockers lead by 3. It's 8-5 on the Rockers Baseball Network. top of the 7th. Rockers have 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Morrison, Ladendorf, and Gonzalez. They have an 8-5 lead over Gastonia, and Franklin Van Gerp will deal now to Logan Morrison. Morrison today 0 for 3. Again, we talked about the struggles in the heart of the High Point lineup today. 3, 4, and 5 hitless. Morrison, though, has with a couple of good swings on the ball, just nothing to show for it. Not a good swing there. Chased one down in the turf. Can't count nothing in 1. It has gotten noticeably cooler. Right now was 90 a bit ago. Morrison rolls over this one to first. Castro will flip it to Van Gerp for the first out of the inning. Now the 3-4-5 part of the Rockers lineup, a combined 0-4-12 with 3 strikeouts. Brings up Ladendorf, who's 2 for 3 with a solo home run. Rockers are hanging on to a 3-run lead right now. Gastonia scored 3 in the bottom of the 5th to cut it an 8-2 lead for High Point to 8-5, and that's where we stand inning and a half later. And Gerp fires first pitch to Ladendorf, off speed, strike on the inside part of the zone, and the count 0-1. Front edge of that cloud now right above us. We're starting to come in from the right field side. Particularly big on the radar. Hopefully it blows over and we don't have any issues. Comes the 0-1. Van Gerp holds the set. Off speed. That pitch low. Did Ladendorf go around? He did. The count 0-2. 1 out, top 7. Rockers bullpen quiet. So will come back out for the bottom of the 7th. You can see Cotter to Higgins, perhaps. Ladendorf waves at that pitch way out of the zone. Not a good at-bat. Strike 3. That'll bring up Jay Gonzalez now. 0 for 2 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. So here comes Gonzalez. Ready in the left-hand box. Field has put a shift on for Gonzalez. Which, you know, one thing if you put a shift on for a power hitter, but here, anybody's going to burn you by bunting the other way. It's Jay. Fastball, that misses. And the count 2-0. Alfonso on deck batter. Comes the 2-0. Van Gerp fires and down and in is that one. The count 3-0. Out of the seats, the stands out in front of us, and everybody an eye on the ball game. And you see people starting to cast glances back behind them as Gonzalez takes ball 4. It is a 2-out walk. Brings up Alfonso, 1 for 3. Rockers have hit 4 home runs today. Russell, Lequinski, Galino, and Ladendorf. Zach Jarrett, lone home run for Gastonia. Rockers trying to take 3 out of 4 at Caramont Health Park this weekend. Alfonso takes a strike from the inside corner, count 0-1. Mike Galino waits on deck. Van Gerp ready, high fastball, and Alfonso chased it anyways. He was swinging for the parking lot. Well, actually, no, with that swing, he was swinging for the railroad tracks beyond the parking lot. So the count 0-2 now. Gerp ready, 0-2. Alfonso waves to that off-speed pitch down and away, strike 3. That's it for High Point at the top of the 7th. And with that, it is stretch time. Rockers lead at 8-5 as we have reached the 7th inning stretch on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, Junior Rincon back out. 3-4-5, Rosa, Jared, and Roman. Rockers lead 8-5, and well, we've just sung Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So how about a little bit of history on that song? The song was written in 1908, and the lyricist, a guy by the name of Tim Norworth. And when Tim Norworth wrote the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game, at that time, he had never even been to a ball game before. In fact, the whole makings of that song, if you will, Norworth was on a New York City subway, saw a sign or a poster in the subway car announcing that afternoon's game at the Polo Grounds where the New York Giants played, now the San Francisco Giants, but saw that advertisement on a notice board inside the subway, and that gave him the idea for the song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and so that's where the lyrics came from. And yes, if you were wondering, eventually Tim Norworth did go to a baseball game. New York subway opened in October of 1904, so it was still a relatively new development in the city at the time, but you think about what it has meant for New York as far as the growth and what it has allowed the city to become because of those transportation methods. That pitch low with the count 1-0. So there's a little history lesson for today. A ball and no strikes to Rosa. Rosa has a couple of doubles today. Check swing on that one. Did not go. Count 2-0. 2 for 3 today is Rosa. Rockers up 3. Not particularly comfortable here in Caramont Health Park. 2-0 to Rosa. Strike at the knees. The count 2-1. All it takes is one mistake pitch at the wrong time. This game changes in a hurry. 4 pitches into the inning, Emmanuel Tapia is now working his way to the first base coach's box. Here comes the 2-1. Off speed up and away from Junior Rincon, and they count 3-1 now to Joseph Rosa. Honey Hunters have a right-hander in the pen. That is Dakota Chalmers. Rockers nothing right now in theirs. Rincon ready. 3-1 is on the way. Right-hander fires. Hit on the ground to first base. Going to get through. It is a base hit for Rosa. He has 3 hits today. That brings up Zach Jarrett. 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer. Whereas the Rockers 3, 4, and 5 cannot get on base today. High Point has not been able to get Gastonia's 3, 4, and 5 out. That home run that Jarrett hit, absolutely demolished. Greg Stem knew it as soon as he let go of the ball. Rincon ready, first pitch on the way to Jarrett. Junior holds the set now, fires fastball. Jarrett lines this one into left field. Going over is Logan Morrison, makes the catch. And there is the first out of the inning. Everybody kind of breathes a sigh of relief. Every time Zach Jarrett swings, that ball is a chance to go to the wall or further. Here's Luis Roman. 1 for 1, an RBI single, has also been hit by a pitch and has walked. Rincon trying to get 2 innings for High Point. Obviously that imperative on whether or not he's able to keep the Honey Hunters off of the board. First pitch of the at-bat. Timeout called first. Rockers 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Gastonia 5 runs on 10 hits and 3 errors. First pitch coming now to Roman. There's a strike outside corner, count 0-1. Not necessarily going to wow you all the time with his speed. It's more a location thing. Fastball there, though, at 90. Can't get there. Pitch misses. Count 1-1. High Point has a couple of guys walking around down in the bullpen. Nobody throwing, though. That's the big thing we're keeping an eye on right now. Check over to first base. That was a close play. Jerry Downs made a face thinking they almost got him. Joseph Rosa was venturing a little far off of the first base bag. Junior Rincon thinks they got him too. Anyways, here comes a 1-1 now. Rincon comes set and fires off speed strike to Roman with the slider, and the count goes to 1-2. Rockers in the 8th inning have 9-1-2. That's Aklinski, Russell, that's Galino, Russell, and then Aklinski. Runner goes. Here's the pitch, curveball. Throw down to second base in time. Rincon is trying to figure out pitch miss, so it's a stolen base for Rosa, but that curveball looked like it dropped right in. Didn't get the call. Must have missed high, but certainly didn't look like it. We'll look where the pitch tracker has that pitch coming in. Count 2-2. Looks like it caught the zone. That should have been strike 3. Timeout called. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. High Point up 3. Cone ready with the 2-2. Swung on, hit on the ground towards second. Ladendorf makes the play on to first. That will retire Luis Roman 4-3 for the second out of the inning. Rosa goes to third. And that'll bring up Luis Castro 0 for 3 tonight. Dakota Chalmers continues to throw in the pen. He pitched yesterday, striking out 3, walking 1. Rincon ready. First pitch on the way. Fastball down low. The count 1-0. To Luis Castro. Batting average for Castro is dropped today to .301. Just hanging on to that 300 mark. Comes the 1-0. Check swing, foul ball. The count 1-1. continues to get dark here. But a lot of it has already gone by, so I think the hope is that this system just blows over, does not affect us, and we continue to go on as scheduled, which so far is what we're doing. A ball and a strike to Castro. Swung on, and that's fouled off for the count 1-2. Rincon 1 strike away from getting out of this 7th inning with leaving a runner stranded at third. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. There it is. A big strikeout. And that is the final out of the 7th inning. Rosa stranded at third. Rockers lead it 8-5 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top the 8th inning. Rockers lead it by a score of 8-5. Gastonia goes back to the bullpen. Franklin Van Gerp, 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 3. They will turn it over now to right-hander Dakota Chalmers. Chalmers on the season for the Honey Hunters. No record, a 6.75 earned run average. This is his 3rd appearance. 4 walks on the year, 8 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .214 against him. Because he's got such a small sample size, let's look a little bit deeper into his career numbers, why don't we? Rockers have 9-1-2, Galino, Russell, and Aklinski. Chalmers, a 3rd-round draft pick of the Oakland A's in 2015. Reaching higher than Class A with Oakland, went to Minnesota, made it to High A Fort Myers. As Chalmers fires low, 1-0. Last year, though, made 1 start with AAA Iowa in the Chicago Cubs organization, but spent most of the year as a starter at their AA squad, the Tennessee Smokies. That one low, and the count 2-0. This year, the bullpen for the LA Dodgers at AAA Oklahoma City in 13 appearances, and has since moved here to Gastonia. Here's the 2-0. Galino pops it up, shallow left. Coming in is Hampton, out is Reinheimer, who is calling for the ball and makes the catch. High Point has action in the bullpen. It is number 10, Cole Aker. I can see a Aker to Higgins situation perhaps here for High Point as they try to finish this game up. 6 defensive outs away from taking 3 out of 4 from Gastonia, which would be huge. Fastball low to Russell, count 1-0. Russell still a triple shy of the cycle, might have had his best shot at it his last time up, doubling off of the wall, but was thrown out trying to stretch it to third base. Here comes the pitch, fastball inside, 2-0. Bottom of this inning, we'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard, see what else has gone on today. Rockers need this win to stay a half game behind the Genomes, who dominated Lexington. Russell fouls that off, and the count 2-1. That went down the right field side. So with that, the count goes to 2-1. And Chalmers ready. Ready fires, and that's down in the turf. About clipped Russell on the toe, but it missed in the count. 3-1. He's had a rough couple of days. Almost injured at third base yesterday, the spot where he broke his jaw last year. Although yesterday was a defensive play where he and Darian Sanford got tangled up. Here's the 3-1 fastball low. And that is a walk to Russell. Although he won't hit for the cycle, at least doesn't look like it. He has a 4-hit game, and that has brought his batting average up to 253. The first time this year it has been up over 250. Well, excluding the first game of the year. Actually, first 2 games of the year. So here is Ben Aklinski. He's homered today. Tried to homer again there. Comes up empty, though, 0-1. Ben today 2 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in. 1 out in the 8th. Chalmers ready. Runner goes for second. Curveball. It's a strike. And it's a stolen base for Michael Russell. Rockers' all-time leader in steals adds another. With his 11th this year, give him 52 in his High Point career. He's going to have to hurry if he's going to be the Chris Davis of steals in the Atlantic League. We'll explain that in a moment. That pitch low. The count 2-2. For 5 straight seasons in the American League, Chris Davis of the A's hit 247, which is incredible, impressive, improbable, all of the above. Anyways, Michael Russell, his first season with High Point, stole 21 bases. Last year stole 21 bases. Now he's got 11 this year. And he's off for third base. That pitch low, and it will be another one. Give Russell his second stolen base of the day. So he's got 12. He's clearly getting a head start. You know, he got about, a month and a half to try to get to 21. He's at third now. The count 2-2 to Aklinski. Rockers trying to grab a little bit of insurance here. Never can have too many runs here at Caramount Health Park. That one down in the dirt, blocked up by Levy. Levy having to work a little bit here. Now the Rockers, 3 stolen bases today. Gastonia has swiped 2. Two on the way. Chalmers fires the fastball. Aklinski swings deep into left field. No chance. Rockabye. Oh, no, it's going to hit off the top of the wall. I thought that one was going to get up. Aklinski heads into second. Russell scores. Aklinski doubles off at the top of the wall, and that's saying something, because that is a high fence out there in left field. It's an RBI double. Aklinski's 3rd run batted in of the year. I tell you what, I got fooled by Reese Hampton, who was kind of just slowly jogging over that way. Didn't really look as if he was going to make a play on the ball. So here's Jerry Downs now. Swings, fouls it off in the count 0-1. This is his last chance, most likely, to extend his hitting streak. Is at 14 games coming into today. He is 0-4 this afternoon. Chalmers looks Aklinski back to second, although Aklinski defiantly doesn't even go all the way back. One on the way to Downs. Swing and a miss. Chased one down low. And he's down in the count 0-2 now. And that 14-game hitting streak, one shy of tying the team record, in a little bit of trouble. And a little bit in jeopardy. He's one strike away from an 0-for-5 day. Here's the 0-2. And he stays alive, fouls it off. One out in the inning, Xander Wheel on deck. Xander also chasing a piece of High Point history. But keep an eye on him too here. Here comes the 0-2. Downs fouls it off. Good news, that storm system certainly looks to be blowing over, so we should hopefully be clear and good to go there. Aklinski takes his lead off of second. Downs battling down in the count 0-2. Here's the pitch, and he fouls another one off. Staying alive is Jerry. Now this 4-run lead for High Point, their largest lead that they have had since it was 6 in the top of the 5th inning, so largest lead in the last 3 innings. Another 0-2 coming from Chalmers. Righty fires, Downs swings and misses. An 0-for-5 day for Jerry Downs. With 3 strikeouts too. Rough day at the office. Here's Xander Wheel. Xander today 0-for-4. Again, Wheel 2 home runs away from tying the single season record, 2 RBIs away from tying the Rockers single season record. Continues to sit in 3rd place in the Atlantic League in home runs. He is 4th in the Atlantic League in RBIs. Chases one down on the turf there, 0-1. Haven't looked at those recently, so what does the home run leaderboard look like right now? Well, Courtney Hawkins with 33, Carlos Franco with 29, Wheel at 25, Kelly Dugan with 23. Expect Dugan should be back from his injury before too long, unless perhaps it ended up being a little more serious than the Barnstormers expected. Same pitch from Chalmers, this time Wheel lays off 1-1. The RBI leaderboard, Carlos Franco with 93 this year, Cordero of Lancaster 24, it's Andretti Cordero, Courtney Hawkins 81, Xander Wheel 79. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss again for Xander Wheel. Almost just looked like that swing was in slow motion. He was guessing fastball, realized it was off speed, and was just trying to slow himself down. Ball and 2 strikes, Chalmers fires and Wheel strikes out. Heart of the Rockers lineup not producing today. Thankfully, the top and the bottom are. Rockers score 1 in the 8th inning, though, on the double from Ben Aklinski. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. Rockers lead it 8-5, or 9-5 rather now after that run on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, Rockers do go to the bullpen. Junior Rincon, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, but the most important number, does not give up a run. So here is Cole Aker now. Aker 2-2 with a 5.74 earned run average. This is his 26th appearance this year. 14 walks, 27 strikeouts. But with High Point, a 6.23 earned run average in 5 appearances. Still kind of struggling to get honed in on the mound at times. But the interesting thing, if you look at the game-by-game breakdown for Cole Aker, it's good games and bad games. There's no in between. It's either games where there's a lot of base runners or the games where there's not. So that's kind of what's been the issue at times for Cole Aker, is just making sure they're keeping guys off of the base paths. Jesus Balaguer in the bullpen for Gastonia, the closer. Just probably needing to get him a little bit of work. Little flare into center. Jay Gonzalez coming in hard, dives, and can't come up with the baseball. Heading to second base now, and the throw is not in time. It's a leadoff double for Reese Hampton. Jay Gonzalez gave that one a great effort. Couldn't come up with the baseball, though, so a leadoff double for Hampton here at the bottom of the 8th inning. And that will bring up the pitcher spot, and it will be Jake Skoll to pinch hit. So Jake Skoll, 15 home runs this year. Honey Hunters trying to get back into this one again. Down 4 here in the 8th inning. 11 hits per side. Aker's first pitch to Skoll, a fastball strike at the knees. This game a little close, especially when you consider how good a start this was for High Point. There's the 0-1 to Skoll. That's low. They count 1-1. We'll get you another look at the Atlantic League scoreboard here as we normally do here in the 8th inning. 1-1 first to Skoll. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch there from Aker. Good-looking pitch. They count 1-2. Elsewhere around the league, doubleheader earlier today between Charleston and York. The Revs won game 1, 6-5. Charleston, though, with a 5-4 lead in the bottom of the last of game 2. So Dirty Birds a couple outs away from salvaging a split of the doubleheader today. Here comes Aker's 1-2 to Skoll. Righty fires, fastball fouled off. Now, after 7 innings, the Genomes game called due to rain. Genomes win it 18-1 over Lexington. Dustin Beggs with his 9th win of the season. And so the Rockers need a win today to remain a half game behind the Genomes. Currently it's 1 game. But again, a Rockers win would make it a half game. A High Point loss makes it a game and a half. Aker's 1-2 to Skoll. Righty holds the set. And now delivers curveball, fouled off. And the count remains 1-2. Southern Maryland takes down Long Island 13-2 today. Darrell Thompson, his league-leading 11th victory. Thompson 8 innings in the win. Akil Morris takes the loss. Staten Island on the wrong side of a 10-1 game against Lancaster. They're on the top of the 7th there. A lot of high-scoring games today around the Atlantic League. Here comes another 1-2. Fastball low, 2-2. Balaguer continues to throw for the Honey Hunters. And if you're High Point, you think about what happened yesterday. Had an 8-2 lead, started to slip away in the 9th inning, and Jamie had to go and call on Ryan Dull. Wonders what would happen if they hadn't, whether Dull would be available in this situation, or at least in the 9th inning, as that pitch a swing and a miss. That's out number 1, brings up Stuart Levy. Line of 1 ball and no strike. There's the 1-0 from Aker. What's next for the Rockers? 11 hits, no errors. Gastonia 5, 11, 8. Comes the 2-0. Fastball outside. The second half. Morrison fouls that into the glove of Levy. The count goes full. Especially when you consider the fact that they're already in the postseason, so you don't have to use guys in win-now situations. So we'll see if. And that is the first hit today by a high. And that is the first hit today by a High Point Rocker in the 3, 4, or 5 spot in the lineup. They are now 1 for 15 with that solo home run from Morrison. So here's Tyler Ladendorf now. Tyler 2 hits baseball on top of a car. There's a new dent on that vehicle in the second row. The Rockers have gone back-to-back on Balaguer here in the 9th inning. Gonzalez takes a strike. And the count 2-1. Balaguer set 3-1 on the way. And Gonzalez fouls it off and the count goes full. Here comes the first pitch from Balaguer. That's a fastball inside, and the count 1-0. Yet, but the Rockers stay with a win. Will hit the 50-win mark. It will be 50-46 with a victory in today's game. You know, after how hot they started the year, thought they'd have been there already, but hey, better late than never. They will be the 4th team to reach the 50-win mark. The Genomes will have beaten the Rockers by a couple of hours. Brings up Galino, who is 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Foul to the first base side. Their home runs. It's 2-3, including a pair of doubles. In the pitch. 1-0, swing and a miss. To Jarrett, the count 1-1. Comes the 1.